Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Derek Afasi. I'm the owner of Afasi Financial Group. And today's topic, I want to discuss with you how to roll over your 401k into a safe account. Now, a lot of times individuals, they have something known as a 401k account for their specific retirement plans that are set up directly for the company that they work for, directly through their employer. So what happens is an individual would go work for that company, and this company says, "Listen, we have a bunch of employer benefits. One of them being a retirement account that you could take monies from your salary, place it into essentially a retirement bucket, and this retirement bucket is going to be used for a later date for your retirement monies, meaning after you sever employment, after you hit your retirement years, you're able to then start taking distributions from this type of retirement bucket. So with the 401k account, an individual would be enticed to place money into a 401k account because typically companies, they offer something known as a match, which would say if you make $100,000 and you're placing in, let's say that company's going to give you a match of 3%. That means if you placed in $3,000, which is obviously 3% of 100,000, that the company will also pay into $3,000 into that bucket. So now you have $6,000 that's working for that retirement bucket. If that company is matching you 3% and you place $10,000 in there, which is 10% of your salary, well, you're only receiving $3,000. They're only going to match you up to that specific limit, which is still good because it's all free money. So right off the bat, if you're currently in a 401k account and you're looking to do the match, my main recommendation is you want to at least place anything up to that specific match limit. So now if we're talking about rollovers, why exactly, what is kind of the problems or what has occurred with individuals with leaving their money in their old 401k account, and why should it be advantageous to roll over that 401k money into a much safer account, through a specifically designed IRA contract. And what happens is individuals currently fall victim to something known as reverse dollar cost averaging with their 401k accounts. An individual is able to roll over monies from a 401k account if they severed employment at that specific company. If, let's say, their 401k administrator changed hands. Example would be like it went from Fidelity to a T. Rowe Price. They might give their employees an option to take that old Fidelity account and roll it over into an IRA contract. That would be another. That could be another cause on why, why a plan administrator is allowing you to roll it over. Or if you hit something known as age 59 and a half. Let's say you're working for a company for 20, 30 years and you just hit age 60 and you have $500,000 that's sitting in your old 401k account. Well, the company says because you've already hit age 59 and a half, you could roll over this $500,000 and still accumulate money into that 401k account. So you now have access to do that and to essentially preserve those monies. So what happens when individuals decide to say, you know what, I don't want to do the due diligence and I don't want to really look into my options. I just want to leave my money in my 401k account and just let it ride, and hopefully I could take money out at a later date. And the problem with it, I mean, it's not necessarily a problem. Is the thing is, but there's better options. If you could go and someone's giving you a much better guarantee or structuring a product or structuring an account for your specific situation, why wouldn't you do it? All it does is just takes an extra step, and it'll give you tremendous, tremendous benefits in the process. With an old 401k account, kind of that bucket, there's certain fees that are associated with that account. You have miscellaneous 401k related fees, and you have mutual fund related fees. Typically, 401k accounts are tied to some sorts of mutual funds. So it's not so much the amount of money that you're placing into that plan or the amount of money that's getting matched into that plan, but it also goes by that percentage gain or that percentage loss, that interest credit or the interest loss at the end of the day, at the end of the year. So if you have $100,000 in your 401k account and then the market wants to crash, mutual funds lose 50%. Well, at the end of the day, it didn't matter how much money you placed out of the 100,000. Your account value at the end of that day would be $50,000. You'd have a large loss at the end of that day or at the end of that year, whatever, however it was structured. So with the 401k account, you're susceptible to those downward market losses. You have uncapped growth potential, but you also have uncapped loss potential. So when you start getting, or when individuals and a lot of clients that I deal with, when they start getting into their 50s, their early 50s, their mid 50s, their early 60s, 70s, whatever that is, they do not want to experience that downward market loss anymore, and they want to have something that at least allows their account, allows their bucket to gain whenever the market goes up, but make sure that they're going to gain. They have a floor of 0% whenever the market goes down, and that's something that a specifically designed IRA contract can provide. On top of it, there's mutual fund related fees with this account. So if you have mutual fund related fee and 401k related fees, let's say that's 2%. And you could use any number in there. Let's say it's 1% or 2% for this example. You have that downward market loss potential, and you also have these different fees that are associated with that account as well. So if the market went down 10%, you didn't just lose 10%, you lost 10% plus the 2%. So you actually lost 12% that year. If the market went down 50%, you didn't just lose 50%, you lost 50% plus the 2%, or whatever number you want to throw in there. But understand that's going to always be a constant negative to your account. Advisors typically say, they market themselves and they say, hey, listen, we're going to monitor your 401k account for you. You have a couple different mutual fund options. Based upon your risk tolerance, we'll give you recommendations, and we'll change that up every quarter on different allocations within that 401k account. Well, many times traditional financial advisors do not do that service for free. They're going to charge you something known as a wrap fee, which is nothing more than an advisor fee. They could charge you 0.25% every quarter. They could charge you 1% every year. However, that fee structure is set up. But understand that's a fee. That's a complete negative from your account, just like the mutual fund related fee, just like any 401k related fees. Those are negatives from your account that you're paying with your money in your account value, a specific percentage. So the higher that your account grows, the higher that fee is, the higher that advisor is going to make that fee, going to make that money off of your account. So it doesn't matter if the market goes down, like in 2008, advisors were still being paid their wrap fees, even though accounts were hitting rock bottom. So it didn't matter so much their advice, because at the end of the day, that advice is not guaranteed. There was no safety net. There was no floor on those 401k monies, to make sure that individual had that peace of mind that their money would not go down, and that's why they did see those monies go down. So if an individual keeps money in their 401k account and they say, okay, whatever, I'll just let it ride, and this is an old 401k account and I'm not going to utilize the rollover strategies or the rollover systems, well, when it comes time for retirement, this individual is also going to try to take out income from this account. How much income is enough to take out? And you might look at different financial publications, you might read over the internet that typically traditional financial advisors tell you about 4% is a safe withdrawal rate. And time and time again in more recent years, it's actually been disproved that 4% is actually a really bad number to leave your money in a variable type account and try to pull out 4%. So that means if you have $1 million, what the rule of thumb is saying that you could only take $40,000 from your account, and you should not be able to outlive that money. And even that has been disproved. So what I'm trying to let you know is there's ways on how you could roll over your 401k monies to make sure that you're not paying the mutual fund related fees, you're not paying the advisor fees, you're not paying 401k related fees. You have a downward market loss floor of 0% at all times, and you still get to participate whenever the market goes up to receive those safe, consistent credits into your account and gain with the power of compound interest. And when it comes time to pull out income, you have companies that offer you much higher than that 4% question mark in retirement, meaning if you have $1 million, you have $500,000, and you're looking to take out money from that account, you could pay upwards of 5%, 6% of lifetime income, which are lifetime income riders attached within these IRA contracts to provide lifetime income for either you or your spouse. So as I clear off the board, there are ways on how you could, well, first off, you have to make sure that you qualify to be able to do a 401k rollover. And then once you know that you do hit that correct criteria of either you've hit attained age, this is an old 401k account, the 401k plan administrator is now changing hands, that they allow you to roll over your accounts, why would you want to remain handcuffed to all those negatives of all those fees, of all those that potential downward market losses, where you could have a specifically designed IRA contract And the reason why it's going into an IRA is because a 401k is a qualified retirement account, an IRA is a qualified retirement account. So when you conduct a rollover, rather than take all your 401k money and throw it into your checking account, you're going to get dinged depending upon what your age is. You could get dinged with a 10% penalty from the IRS and you'll get hit with full taxation. All you're doing is you're rolling it over to a new qualified account. So instead of that bucket being called a 401k, now that bucket is called an IRA, and we have the IRA contract specifically designed for your goals. So if you're 60 years old and let's say you understand that you want to retire in 6 years or you want to retire immediately or in 10 years, whatever that is, there's a specifically designed IRA contract for you. You know, it might be with company XYZ for that individual that wants to defer growth for 5 years. And then you might have company ABC that, that is the best for an IRA contract that you want to take out income immediately. Or maybe you never want to take out money from this account. Maybe you just want to have that account grow whenever the market goes up and flatline, not lose any money whenever the market goes down. And you want to make sure that you're avoiding all those different fees. You're avoiding those advisor fees. You're avoiding those mutual fund related fees, those 401k related fees, but most importantly, that downward market loss. And this is how to make sure that you're rolling it over into the safest account possible. And this is one of the things that we do on a daily basis. At any point in time, feel free to give our 1-800 number a call. It's 1-800-566-1002. We have a specifically designed platform. It's known as the Retire Sharp Planning System, where whenever you give us a call, we would ask you a slew of questions and really see basically if you're eligible for a 401k rollover, and then from there, whether or not an IRA rollover would be most appropriate for your situation. So based upon your goals, based upon the different questions, your feedback that comes back, first off, we're going to educate you on what your different options are, and then we're going to place you through this Retire Sharp planning system, where on average, individuals that call in, we're able to go through over 1,200 different products and scenarios before we give our top 3 recommendations that are going to be most ideal for them. This is one of the reasons why we work on a national basis, why we have a lot of national volume that comes in. We are A+ rated on the Better Business Bureau. We've always had very good reviews. We've never had any complaints. It's because of this methodical process. We understand with retirement, you only have one chance to get things right. You cannot mess this up. So therefore, you have to be educated the proper way. You want to make sure that what you're placing it in is going to be the best possible safe account for you, and you're doing it making sure that you're getting the max amount of benefits at all times. So, if you found this video interesting, feel free to give us a call. Also, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Retire Sharp, so you could have access to the most updated videos. I want to thank you very much for watching this video, and we look forward to your call. Thanks, guys.